Kristen King from the Investing Channel, and you're watching Smart Money, the show that gives you the inside edge on the bets that the movers and shakers on Wall Street are placing. It's been another busy week of insider trading with C-suite executives, founders, and major shareholders keeping their brokers busy. As has been the case for most of 2021, sellers have outweighed buyers by a considerable margin once again. If we look at top insider trades made between the 6th and 14th of July, we find that insiders bought $50.36 million worth of stock. However, over that same period, the C-suite and major shareholders sold stock worth $1.32 billion. That means that insider sales were worth more than 25 times the value of purchases, even as U.S. equity markets were flirting with new highs once more. We have seen some particularly large and concentrated sales this week from an executive at one of America's most important companies, one that touches and guides our lives every day, and which we probably now couldn't do without. That company is Alphabet, the parent of Google, which has become so much more than a search engine. In fact, if you can think of a facet of the technology industry or an online service, then Alphabet probably has a hand in it. Google came into being in 1998 when two Stanford University students developed a search algorithm to aid the discovery and indexing of sites and information on the World Wide Web. The algorithm built on work that was originally conducted in 1996, and the revised version immediately proved popular. So much so that the business grew at a phenomenal pace, managing to IPO in 2004 with a market cap of $23 billion and a price tag of $85 per share. By that time, the verb "to Google" had entered the global lexicon. In 2015, following a reorganization, Google became the principal subsidiary of the holding company known as Alphabet Inc., which retained the ticker GOOG. Today, Alphabet has a market cap of $1.73 trillion, meaning that the value of the business has grown by some 75-fold since Google IPO'd 17 years ago. Founders Sergey Brin and Larry Page are collectively worth somewhere in the region of $200 billion, and both remain active directors of the company. It's Sergey Brin who has been trading Alphabet stock in recent days, making 6 separate sales between the 6th and 8th of July, during which time Mr. Brin sold 83,332 shares at an average price of $2,551.47 per share to raise $212.619 million. What's more, Sergey Brin is not alone in selling stock. Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai also recently sold shares, albeit on a far smaller scale, selling 3,000 shares to raise $7.79 million. Prabhakar Raghavan, a senior VP at the company, sold 2,476 shares in early July, raising $6.281 million, and both Sergey Brin and Larry Page sold stock in early June, raising just over $403.4 million between them. In fact, since early May, Alphabet insiders have sold stock worth just over $1 billion, with Messrs. Brin and Page making up the lion's share of these sales. What interests us is why they would sell when the stock is consistently rising in value. Alphabet shares have risen by as much as 14.67% over the last 3 months, for example, and are up from a low of $1,741.46 over the year to date. Wall Street analysts rate Alphabet as a strong buy, and they have a consensus price target of $2,630 for the stock, and the company will next report earnings on the 27th of July. Perhaps the company's founders want to spread their wings in the same way that fellow multi-billionaires Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos have sold their stock to fund their ambitions. Or perhaps they're anticipating a bit of volatility due to President Trump's class action lawsuit and are rebalancing. There certainly doesn't seem to be anything sinister in the sales of stock by notable insiders, but this is something to be aware of if you hold Alphabet in your portfolio or are considering buying them. That's all we have time for today. Please make sure you do your due diligence before making any investment decisions.